guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are here at the LA Auto Show, and of course, a lot of action happening around the Hyundai booth, and it's all because of this vehicle here. What is it? This is your all-new, totally redesigned, top-to-bottom Hyundai Santa Fe. But before we get into this top trim, known as the Calligraphy trim, let's talk about what's going on here. Hyundai, they are on a steamroll, going through their lineup, bringing redesigns, bringing new models, and then of course, bringing EV technology. Now, when it comes to the Santa Fe, this really has a near and dear, close to their heart experience with this vehicle. The reason why is that it is Hyundai's first ever crossover SUV. It goes all the way back to Y2K, the year 2000. This is when the Santa Fe was born. Now, it's interesting. Today, you go into your dealership, you could start with a small venue, go up to the Kona, obviously the Tucson, the Santa Fe, and the Palisade. You have a larger variety. But one thing Hyundai wanted to do with the Santa Fe is give it a rugged, luxurious look that some of the other brands have been bringing at a higher price tag. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a luxurious mid-size SUV and you don't want to break the bank, is the new Santa Fe Calligraphy the way to go? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, the boxy style. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, what about the Palisade? Won't this kind of compete with it? I've been asking myself the same question. One thing to realize is that the vehicle is 3 feet shorter than the Palisade, it's taller, and it's wider. So those are some of the aesthetic differences. And then, of course, the boxier look compared to the Palisade being a little bit more softer. At the front of the business, I love what Hyundai has done with their signature H design into the LED daytime running lamp. You got plenty of LED headlight action going on. And then down in this lower corner, we have some nice aesthetics with gloss black, but the big news is functionality on that corner air curtain. Now, as we coast in front of the new signature grille style, it's interesting how Hyundai has been blending what they brought with their Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 into this setup, even though this is not an EV. This you could either get as a hybrid or as an ICE, internal combustion engine setup. Now at the front, you'll notice on the Calligraphy, we have all those bright, shiny little touches across the upper grille. LED lighting will come on at night. Functionality in this top portion, and then this lower portion, you do have a forward-facing camera. We have active shutters that open and close. This is stuff taken from the Ioniq 5 that will allow more or less air to enter the front of the vehicle. And then working our way down to ground level, same thing. I like all the little shiny bits that they added, full functionality, and even the design with the textures. This lower lip has these ridges like ruffles that give it a nice overall look. Now, as we rise up, that bold, boxy shape, love the way that they did some nice clean lines, just 2 lines on each side, coast up, the Hyundai badge blacked out, nice and flush. Underneath the hood, you could go 2.5 cylinder turbocharged engine with an 8-speed automatic, or there's gonna be the option for hybrid technology. Of course, front wheel drive or all wheel drive. Now, when we come around the bend, what are we working? Wheel and tire setup. So you're gonna notice, of course, all new wheel design. Love this nice flat black multi-spoke design all the way around. You're looking at a 21-inch wheel on the Calligraphy, wrapped with these Pirelli Scorpion tires. And then you'll notice the gloss black that is around the fender openings. Now, one of the things I want to point out is look at how they edge out all the openings. So it's not just a smooth round opening all the way around. It's nice and edgy to really give it that substance for a boxy look. Now, as we rise up, you'll notice how with the front fascia, it angles out and then comes into that flared fender all the way around. I'm really digging this little touch with the Santa Fe name and how that body line flows into the front doors and then down to that lower sill. You could see the extra dimensions of the Santa Fe, this new one, over the current model. And one of the things that's huge is the longer wheelbase. So we have more room between the front wheels and the rear wheels. That's gonna give you a more stable ride, whether you're cruising down the highway or going down a twisty road. On the Calligraphy trim, you'll notice color matched on the mirror caps, LED turn signals, and we have our 360-degree cameras. They blacked out the A-pillar really nicely, and they give us a totally flat roof. So you have that total flat roof design with the raised roof rails. Of course, you could get your crossbars to make them totally usable. I love the way you have color matched on the door handles, and then that side sill extends out just a bit to give it that extra depth to it. Now what's interesting is you might say, well, Joe, this looks like a Land Rover Defender. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, and this is definitely looking like one, but I think even better. Come towards the rear, you can see how they have attachments and everything for that back area. Nice large quarter window, everything's squared off, and then when we come to the rear, just like we started up front, I love what they've done. Santa Fe name, nice flush badging, the Hyundai badge, and then just like we did out up front, they did the LED H in the taillights with the gloss black in the center, and then the lower bumper area, all gloss black, but I do like the way they have the exhausts. Only on one side though, so I am gonna zonk that. Let me know how you feel about the amount of gloss black. There seems to be a lot of gloss black on that, but why don't we go ahead, let's get into the interior. Before we do, up top, you have this nice long roof spoiler. Wiper is totally hidden, so we don't have to zonk the rear wiper. It's nice and flush, but it's that big moment. I wanna show you on the inside of this new Santa Fe. Let's hop in and check it out. All right, guys, we're inside the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe top trim, the Calligraphy trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, how much is it? No official pricing yet, but I want to show you all the details as best as we can from the convention center here in LA. So let's get to it, to the door panels. I love the bold style. Look at that leather material up top with the stitching. I'm glad there's no gloss black, no fuddy-duddy wood. It just looks classy. Soft armrests, more stitching, and then a door pocket where you could easily get your large California bagel in there with avocado and a Mountain Dew to wash it down. We got the Bose sound system for premium audio tunes. And then going from the door panel to the dash, look at this. You might think that you're in a vehicle over $100,000. The stitching, you want a Twinkie tray? Boom. Baker's dozen of Twinkies. You could hide it. But in reality, you know what this does? This actually sanitizes your phone. So you actually have a sanitizer for your electric devices that you could put right in here. It uses ultraviolet lights to disinfect all the boogers and snot and everything, earwax off of your phones. If you're not using it, I say use it for a Twinkie holder. You could disinfect your Twinkies before you put them in your mouth. The silver trim all the way across, very, very nice touch. There's more of that tray for Twinkies and for disinfecting your phones. New technology here, and then you slide on in, look at what we have. Two 12.3-inch screens. I'm at the auto show. I can't turn them on for you, but I like the way it's nicely, cleanly integrated. You got your start-stop button, easy to get to. Some silver trim, some ambient lighting, which is nice. Real knobs and switches, dual climate control. You got your four-wheel drive. This is four-wheel drive. You lock your four-wheel drive. Hill descent control, different drive modes. Wireless charging, 2 wireless charging pads. USB-Cs, and then down below, check it out. You got 12 volts, and you have enough room in here for a purse, a bag, a sack, a satchel, and 2 cup holders, all nicely done in this center console area. Lift this up. How much room do we have in there? You could easily put, I would say, 16 Atari game cartridges. Remember, Atari was born here in California. A lot of people think it's Japanese. It's not. That's why they picked the name Atari, to call the brand that they wanted to be thought of as Japanese. And then of course the seats, the leather. Look at the way they integrated the H badging into everything. Very nicely done, great bolstering, power adjustments for the passenger, for the driver, and the best part is you have those chauffeur seating. So I could actually move the seat from the driver's side of somebody sitting up front, or if somebody's not sitting up front, and then you're gonna have a split sunroof setup. So you have a standard sunroof here, and more of a panoramic out back, which I'll show you when we get to the back. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Santa Fe. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have your different memory seat settings, and you do have massage seats. I like the way they got the Santa Fe name on the sill. And then look at the pedal box. We have an aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. It would have been nice to have an aluminum dead pedal, but you do have a good-sized dead pedal. Seat controls, easy to get to, and you could adjust them 20 different ways from Sunday. I'm 6 feet tall, and there is a ton of room in here. If this is not enough room for you, I don't know what to tell you. You must be Shaquille O'Neal or something. Steering wheel, love the leather. Look at the way they designed the steering wheel. Made everything very simplistic, flat black on the buttons. You got the H, remember that's Morse code for H, the 4 dots here. Paddles to go up and down either the 8-speed automatic or 8-speed DCT. Power tilting and telescoping wheel. And then of course you got that 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Can't show it to you because we are at the auto show, and a head-up display. But let's get into the middle row and the third row to show you the flexibility of the Santa Fe. All right guys, mid-row time. Remember, what's great is that the Santa Fe in the United States was only offered as a 2-row. Now it is going to be a 3-row, but it's still not encroaching on the Palisade. What's great is back seat, you got the nice leather. Love the way they have these hangers for different things like cords and wires. You do have your AC vents built into the frame. Nice large pockets for a couple personal pan pizzas from Pizza Hut. And then look at our little command center here. You slide this open, you got a nice little tray in there. You can put your nachos, you could put Doritos, maybe some Cool Ranch chips. And I can open up the center console from the back seat. That to me is smart engineering. USB-Cs on both backs of the seats. You have your power seat controls for the chauffeur sitting. I don't want it to crush me, so I hope it stops. I have my own AC vent. You have your nice Alcantara material, which is great. And guess what? The mid-row is total power adjustment. That is something all new on this Santa Fe. You do have captain's chairs. I'm gonna have to zonk that. That's really too thin. I don't know whose arm is gonna use that. Now it's gonna be, we're gonna do this all in one shot. You hit the button, look at this. Boop. All electric assist. Now all the trims are not electric assist, just this one. And I'm gonna go ahead and move into the back. And then what we'll do is we'll just scoot it up a little here, just to get it a little bit out of the way. There we go. Oh, I thought I had it for a second. There we go. There we go. Look at that, huh? Down, down, down. Perfectly flat. So now I could sit back here. You could see my knees are still a little high because this is a mid-size, but the good news is I got plenty of room and I can move this seat up where my knees are. They're just still a little high. I do have USB-Cs. I have my rear AC controls for the third row. So the third row is no longer the peasant. You have AC controls, USB-C, and a home power source, 2 cup holders, and the same great material. Plus you could kind of lay out and just be chilling like a villain in the back seat. But why don't we go ahead, let's get that cargo area because we need to wrap it up from this Hyundai booth. All right, guys, probably the most important piece of the puzzle for any family's SUV is that cargo area. So you have that nice electric assist, hit the button. I love how quickly it opens. It's not gonna take a million years for you to get your stuff into the back. And what's great is that with this third row, I left it up and you could clearly see the amount of room that we have. Now the great news is I have those actually adjusted a little on the further back side. If I put it up, easily get your groceries, a stroller, whatever you need back here. And then the best part is to put them down, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Watch this. That's it. Seats folded down. You'll notice on the driver's side, we do have a 12 volt. You have your USB-C, so here's our 12 volt USB-C, your rear AC. Like the way we have the mid-row down on the driver's side to show you everything is nice and flat. So you could go to Costco, get those big, huge barrels of ketchup and mayonnaise and everything else that you buy. And then you have those AC controls, which are so smartly placed so that the third row passenger doesn't feel like a peasant anymore. These are the changes that they're bringing from Hyundai, especially with this iconic nameplate, the Santa Fe. Crazy to think that we went from Y2K with the birth of the Santa Fe to what we have on display here. The fact that you could get all-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, you got your top calligraphy trim. They even have an all-new Santa Fe XRT off-road style trim. But let me know what you think. We've shown you a lot here. I can't wait to get behind the wheel and drive it. I know you want to come for a ride with us, but let me know in that comment section, do you feel that Hyundai hit the nail on the head with this Santa Fe, especially the calligraphy trim? But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. Of course, we need to give it up to Lori Givens Raiti. She is fending the people off. She's fighting them off, giving them choke drop, all sorts of choke punches and knocking out their Adam's apple to get action on this car to get accessibility to this vehicle. That's how bad it's been. So thank you, Lori, for just throwing the punches. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.